Kind of live. Yeah, I can hear you.
No, y'all can hear the. Hold on.
Yeah.
Now recording.
Hi, Craig.
Yeah, Frank, we can hear your music. Turn off your music.
You can't hear it now.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
can.
can.
Yeah. Your copyrighted music.
How do you hear it right now?
Well, now we don't.
It's gone now.
Yeah, I turned it up.
It just happened for a split second.
It like happens every time you talk.
Yeah.
Well, now it shouldn't because I have it.
No, it's still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only when you talk.
How about now?
Yes.
Yep.
What the hell? It shouldn't be coming through at all. Oh, I see why. My bad. Is that better?
But I gotta take the picture of the case number of my girlfriend's wreck. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I recommended having a pretty big speaker. Just maybe some areas.
Oh, I guess.
Did they confirm any of the new crops, baby?
So,
Other than the ones that they showed in the direct.
some people are speculating the peppers.
I need to watch that.
They used to have.
Oh, the Animal Crossing direct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tasha's probably watched it like 5 or 6 times. Just so excited about
I-
all the shit that's coming in.
I kept meaning to watch it and just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah,
Never
I'm
finished.
not big on Animal Crossing personally speaking. It's a lot of stuff that usually gets involved in games that I usually skip.
Yeah.
I get bored really easily with those type of games.
Yeah, but apparently, they're adding a lot of like new crops and like a lot of vegetables and stuff that you can grow year round and stuff. And new ways, new recipes, new villagers, new characters that aren't villagers and shit, and also like islands that you can like design homes for like villagers over there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shit that they're putting in, and admittedly, it's like a lot of the shit everyone's been complaining about that isn't in the game.
Yeah. I think it's also going to be a paid DLC.
Oh.
Which kind of sucks, but, whatever.
Oh. That didn't work.
So, Bill, your sound is super fuzzy. I think it's you.
No, it's Hayden.
I was on mute until
It's
exactly
Hayden?
a second ago.
Yeah, Hayden's
I'm
like
doing
hissing.
Oh,
anything.
okay.
Not went away.
Yeah.
I think he had a fan or something on.
Me?
Yeah.
I can turn off my fan, see if that's what's doing it.
I don't know. The whole time Bill was talking, there was a fuzzy noise coming through.
I'll turn off my fan and see if that fixes it.
I mean, whatever it is, it's gone now.
Yeah.
God, I love all these sound problems.
Fact. I'm excited to play though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually awake for once.
Nice.
Probably a good start.
Yeah, last time after you fell asleep, we basically just dragged your unconscious, drunk body all over town.
I was pretty drunk last time too. I think that's what happened.
What? Oh my god! You're underage, sir! Don't admit that on recording!
Look, this part's
Well,
gonna get edited
no one
out.
knew until you said that.
Everyone knew!
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna
I'll be 21 in
know.
February.
They're gonna know. No one's gonna know.
In February?
Yeah.
They're gonna know.
Where are my notes from last time? Maybe I should put this in order of the dates. Okay.
God damn, y'all realize like in February we're gonna have to like arrange like an actual night to actually go out and actually take this boy out to a bar or something, right?
Fun.
I mean, if y'all had come with me to Ren Fair this weekend, I will buy alcohol.
Hey, I might come. I think my girlfriend's working.
I don't
What time
know.
are you going?
Oh, I don't know. If people actually come with me, then I mean, if it's just gonna be me, I'm not gonna go. It's no fun by
Yeah.
yourself.
I mean, yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, it's not exactly. Oh, damn! Now I hear that.
Yeah, it's from Hayden.
I think it's Hayden is picking up, his mic is picking up us or something.
I'm wearing a headset, so I don't know what's going on my side.
It's just like after I think what's happening is you're being so quiet that your mic is trying to compensate for the lack of sound. So it's getting higher and higher in the amount of decibels it's allowing like to go through.
I'll mute myself now. We'll see if that works.
I guess I didn't take notes the last time we played. I'm trying to
Oh,
remember. That was when we did the feedings, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everyone succeeded but me.
Oh yeah, that's right. I could have sworn I took notes from that.
messy critical. I got a messy critical. I don't understand why
Did I
my rolls are
save them
always
somewhere
so
else?
crazy.
Maybe I saved the notes somewhere else by accident. I don't know. Yeah, Bill, you almost killed someone. Everyone else did fine. Um, all right, so I guess is everybody here? Yeah. Um, I guess I'll do an intro. Uh, hold on one second.
Greetings,
Yep.
adventurers. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Last shot. Oh.
Hello, everybody. What?
I'm not ready.
You're not ready? Okay.
I'm ready now.
Now you're ready? Okay.
Oh wait, no, I
Um,
don't have that one.
what?
What?
God damn it, Frank!
Bill, also, whenever you're not talking, you need to mute yours because yours does also a feedback loop thing. Okay. Uh, Hello and welcome to Integrated Dice Management Prevents Houston After Dark, Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition campaign. I am your storyteller tonight, Ron Bjork, and with me here is Frank. That was something. Jaden.
Oh, and I saw
I'm
that.
here. Hello.
Bill.
Hi, I'm Frank.
Oh, there's Frank again.
Frank.
Jaden, you want to do your thing? Because
I did.
Yep.
It's Bill's
This
turn.
is great. Bill. He's here.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Bill. I'm going to be playing everyone's favorite lovable cuddle bear, Jerry Wilson.
And last and probably not least, Hayden.
Oh, I'm by far the least.
Sorry, don't mean to laugh so loud.
Okay.
It's just funny because he's HR.
So.
Frank is playing Carl now.
Yep.
Yep.
Wait, you're not playing Carl, unless we do the session, the whatchamacallit session. Yeah. So last time you all went on your first feedings, and I don't remember what else happened.
I'm pretty. That's pretty much all we did.
I think that is all we did. Bill and or Jerry and Cole went to a nightclub. Jerry failed a frenzy check and almost killed a bartender. Cole mind controlled this a girl from a bachelorette party, and and drank her blood at the command of his sire, and then also took some of it and put it in a wine bottle for later. And then Max and Wesley went with their sires to um, the third ward or the fourth ward or something like that in Houston, and beat up some people who wanted to mug them, and everybody got to feed for their first time. So some of the things. So before we get started, something I want to cover a couple more things that we haven't gone over yet. So the first thing is called resonance. Basically, whenever you feed from a mortal, they're going to have a certain resonance or kind of flavor to their blood, which usually depends on their mood. Sometimes it's based on a temporary or fleeting feeling, whereas other times it's more of like if it's like a chronically depressed person, they're probably going to have a strong melancholy flavor. The reason these flavors matter are because different flavors give you different bonuses to your disciplines. Um, so there's 5 different flavors. There's choleric, um, which is choleric basically. I don't really know it. Hold on. Where's the definitions of what the heck these mean? Um, I lost my page. Oh, choleric is associated with the emotions of being angry, violent, bullying, passionate, and envious, and gives a bonus to your celerity and potence disciplines. There's melancholy, which is sad, scared, intellectual, depressed, and grounded. Um, gives you bonuses to fortitude and obfuscate. Phlegmatic, which gives you bonuses to all specs and dominate, and is from people who are lazy, apathetic, calm, controlling, or sentimental. And then animal blood gives you a bonus to animalism and protean, and it doesn't have a a personality associated with it. Oh, and sanguine or sanguine, I don't know how to say that properly, which is horny, happy, addicted, active, flighty, and enthusiastic, and gives bonuses to blood sorcery and presence. Um,
I feel like if I
so
drink from Bill, I get that one.
yeah, so
Yeah, I'd say that's probably a pretty accurate description there.
yeah, so also whenever you want to uh, spend experience on one of your disciplines, you have to have recently, like the last person you have fed to has to be from the mood that gives you a bonus to that discipline. So, if you want to raise a point in blood sorcery, you've got to feed on some horny person, you know.
Are you able to like smell it out beforehand?
Uh, some vampires can, most cannot. So it is
Okay.
kind of random. Now,
I can
there's,
smell the horny from halfway across
yeah,
the room, and it's bad in here, bro.
yeah. So there's different kind of levels of it as well. Uh, the fleeting is just like their temporary mood, and for the purposes of going to your like discipline, it doesn't matter kind of what level it is. But if you get a intense one, you can get what's called a dyscrasia, which basically is a really intense effect from that blood. And there's a whole bunch of like random bonuses that you could possibly get. Like, I'm just going to look at one random. Um, Nostalgic. So if it's a really nostalgic person, add 1 dice to all die pools for rolls that connect to the specific decade, art form, or social group about which the vessel was nostalgic. Add 3 dice to a memoriam pool exploring that subject. So I guess if you wanted to. Oh, memoriam is not something you guys can do. That's for ancient vampires who have to like literally roll to remember hundreds of years ago. You don't have to worry about doing that. But so yeah, you can get and people with a dyscrasia usually always have that underlying mood, unless something really, if it's a really strong melancholy person, it takes a lot to make them switch to one of the other types. So as you identify those people, which will basically every time you feed, I'm going to randomly roll for it unless it makes a lot of sense for them to have a specific one. I'm going to randomly roll for it, and that'll be what they are and how strong it is, and you can identify people or places that commonly have what you need. Oh, and then the last one is no mood at all, which comes from basically dead blood. So stuff like what Frank's character drinks. Um, and that gives you a bonus to the Oblivion discipline, which is also something Frank's character has. Uh, so him being a bagger actually is beneficial to his clan exclusive discipline. So anyway, whenever y'all feed, I will tell you what your resonance you got is, and there's a place on your character sheet that you can put in what resonance you currently have, and it stays in effect until the next time you feed, basically, and get a different resonance. The other thing there's two more things that we haven't gone over yet. So there's another stat that you have called willpower, which we haven't bothered with yet. But basically, on your character sheet, you've got a health dots and willpower dots. And so willpower, you can take damage to willpower from mental attacks. In the same way you take damage to health, there's the superficial damage and the aggravated damage. But you can also spend willpower by inflicting one superficial damage on yourself, and it'll allow you to re-roll 3 dice. Those dice can't be hunger dice, so if you're like really hungry and all of your dice were hunger dice, then you couldn't re-roll. But other than that, you can re-roll 3 non-hunger dice on a roll by spending willpower. You can regain willpower by, what page is that? Page 157. You regain willpower. I don't remember exactly. You regain some willpower basically every time you wake up, but fluctuates a great deal, blah, blah, blah. Recovering willpower. At the beginning of a session, you recover willpower up to your composure or resolve, whichever is highest. You can also regain willpower if you do something involving the third thing I'm about to tell you about. So the last thing we need to go over, as far as all the various character sheet stuff, is ambitions and desires. So y'all don't need to think about this too much today, but basically before we play each time, if you notice on the front page of your character sheet, there's a spot that says ambition and desire. So your ambition is is it the ambition that's the short term? Okay, so your ambition is a long-term goal of your character. You can change this, but basically, whenever you succeed at your ambition, you get stuff, and each session, if you work towards whatever your ambition is, you'll recover 1 point of aggravated willpower damage if you took aggravated willpower damage. So ambition, that's something y'all want to think about, like what's your character's long-term goal? And then desire are short-term goals for each session. You can keep them from your previous session, or you can come up with a new one each session. If you accomplish your desire for that session, you get where the heck does it tell you what you get? Oh, I think it heals willpower also. Oh yeah, once per session, when you act to accomplish or further your desire, you immediately regain a point of superficial willpower damage. So basically, your ambitions and desires are what let you recharge your willpower, and your willpower is basically your reroll pool. So whenever y'all like roll badly, I'll remind you that willpower exists until we get used to using it. But it's very useful, and you'll start using it all the time. So anyway, that's the last of the mechanics to bring up that we haven't gone over yet. So now we're going to jump into the game itself. So it's the night of January 3rd, 2020. Top stories for today: Trump orders an attack that kills Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. Other military officials in Baghdad, Pentagon says. Cowboys decide to move on from coach Jason Garrett after 13 seasons with the franchise, per report. And meet Samson, the largest cat in New York City that weighs 30 pounds and is 4 feet long.
Wow.
And Fort Bragg's 82nd Airborne Division, more troops deployed to the Middle East. Trending on social media, Iran, Australian fires, and hashtag World War III. So first thing we want to do, it's a new night. We didn't do this last time because I did it basically just made you all automatically fail, so you're hungry, but we need to do what's called a rouse check to wake up. So at the bottom of your...
Real fast. Frank, stop biting that can.
Biting a can? What?
Frank knows what he did.
Yeah, I even put in the group chat, stop sexually assaulting a can.
Okay, I don't know what's happening, but okay. Everybody do rouse checks to see if you get hungrier. Wesley, you need to increase your hunger by 1. Cole, you do not get hunger. Max, you get hungrier. So at the bottom of your character sheet, you should have a trait that says hunger. And so everyone except for Cole gets hungrier. So increase your hunger by 1 dot.
Hey, out of curiosity, my hunger didn't save from when I nearly killed that bartender. I think I didn't kill him, so did I take off 2 of my 3?
You would have been down to 1 hunger.
Okay, so then that means I'm down to 2 then.
Yeah, you can only be at 0 hunger if you kill them.
Got it.
Yeah. All right, so most of you do get a little bit hungrier. Looks like, what's everyone at?
2.
2.
I'm at 2.
What are you at, Frank?
1.
1. All right, so everyone's still within a manageable level of hunger. And speaking of hunger, so I want to do a short scene with each of you, basically to the last session. Other than Frank, we really didn't get into like your predator type so much. None of you really did, your normal what your future predator type will be. So I kind of want to do a scene where each of you work towards that happening. So we'll start with Cole. So Cole, I'm trying to remember what. Oh, I guess I could look at the notes from previous session. Because you're all still at your Sire's Havens.
I have to run and grab something. I'll let you know when I come back.
Okay.
It won't take too long.
Yeah, so Cole, you went back to the office building, to the room that she kind of had provided you that is, not exposed to the sun. Um, so when you wake up, your sire Carmen, she's not in the room with you, although you can hear movement in one of the other rooms nearby. What do you do when you wake up?
Let's see. The night previously, we went out and I drank that lady. Is that lady with me?
That lady is not with you. Y'all would have left her behind at the club.
Okay. Okay. And so we basically all we did was go out, eat, and then come back and then.
Yeah, that was the only thing of note that you did that night. You might have done other stuff, but the only thing of note y'all did was that.
Okay. Do vampires use the restroom?
Uh, Only if they eat or drink normal food, and by use the restroom, they vomit it all back up.
Is there a restroom in the room in currently?
Not. Well, there is a door leading to a restroom. Yes.
I go to the restroom
Okay.
and I whip out my willy in
All
front of
right.
the toilet.
All right. I mean, you don't have the urge to pee.
Right. Well, I mean, it's usually what I did first thing in the morning just to get it out of the way.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Oh shit. Huh. That's odd. I'll have to ask. Oh yeah, no bodily functions. Gotcha. Okay. Tucks it back in. Looks in the mirror. Do I see myself?
Yes, you do see yourself in the mirror. Wait, does your care? Yeah, your clan sees themselves.
All right. I look in the mirror and I kind of like brush my face and I'm like,
I think it does.
well,
Hold up. Let me double check that. I feel like yours does, but your clan is weird.
we have weird things with technology, but I would think just a regular mirror wouldn't have an issue with.
Anyone
I
seeing
think
the
I think from
reflection?
his it's only like stuff where like if he's on recordings it looks fucking weird.
Um, you know, it's possible that. Okay, people with prior. No. I think your reflection is a little bit distorted and stuff. It's a
Do
little.
I need a roll for that?
That one is not a roll. I think.
That just
Well,
happens.
I don't think it's super obvious. It specifically says people with no prior knowledge will know something is wrong, but likely attribute the distortion to irregularities in the reflecting surface or recording errors. But it specifically says both reflecting and recording.
But would that affect the person like myself looking at myself though? Oh, okay. It's reflections in general, so yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the perception of the reflection; it's the reflection itself.
Yeah, when reviewed in a reflective surface or a recording medium, their image appears distorted, sometimes almost invisible. Whether flickering, twisted, or transparent, their reflection betrays their undead state and lineage.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I probably look at myself in the mirror and I kind of like go to like rub my cheek and turn my head sideways and I see like the reflection acting weird and I just kind of like look back at it and kind of like move around. I'm like, huh, that's a new one. All right. Okay. Is there a shower in this room?
There's probably not a shower, probably just a sink.
Okay, I turn on the sink.
Okay.
Four man shower.
Does it work?
The sink does work, yes. Hot
Okay,
and cold.
I put my hands underneath the water.
Okay. Um, is it on hot or cold?
It's I probably did like a half and half.
Yeah. I mean, so you can feel the water. If I was gonna say if it was like hot or if it was cold, it would be much less biting than like maybe it would have been in your normal life, in your mortal life.
I just turn it to medium. So
Yeah.
I mean, it'll probably start out kind of cool, but
Yeah.
like, not super cold.
But I don't think
It
that
just
would
kind of
be anything too noticeable.
okay. All right, so I turn it on, I put my hands underneath it, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't melt, so that's not a thing. I guess I'll look around the room. If there's nothing else to do, I'll walk back out into the main room.
All right. So, as you're walking out, Carmen is, is opening the door and walking into the room, and she's holding that bottle of wine that you had. There's a cork in it that wasn't there before, and it looks like it's been chilled. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know if you would be hungry this morning, but here's this," and she sets that down for you. Uh, and she says, "So I noticed you seem to have had a hesitance of feeding from that woman last night."
Yeah, I just I have a hard time coming to grips with, feeding on other people. Like that's another human being, and I I just don't know if I can deal with that. So I mean, I figure I throw it in the bottle and just see what happens if I try to drink it.
She chuckles a bit and says, "Well, you're gonna have to get used to thinking of yourself as something other than human, because you're not one anymore. But you're still new. I can understand the hesitance. I think I've got something that I can help you out with. Help you out with." And she hands you a business card with a guy's name whose name I did not come up with. Um, let's get a random name real quick.
Brock Sampson.
What?
Brock Sampson.
Brock Sampson. Okay. Uh, sure. Why not? All right.
Any
Um,
any any fans of Adventure Bros out there will get that one.
I don't get that one.
I am a fan of Adventure Time, but I don't think I've heard of Adventure Bros.
It was an Adult Swim show. Brock's. It was like imagine Johnny Quest. Now imagine if Johnny was twins who are both completely incompetent, and make their bodyguard an absolute total badass.
Oh yeah. And their actual father was the scientist guy, and
Yeah, that's
okay.
the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched that.
It was decent.
So she hands you a card, and there's a note on it that says Brock Sampson, um, and it has like the Houston Methodist Hospital um,
Logo.
logo on it, and like just his general information. And she says, this guy, I made some calls after we got back from the club, and this man might be able to help you with getting some blood from the local blood banks. It'll cost you, but uh, that should help you out.
Well, well, while I appreciate that, I mean, I hacked into a blood bank when I was like 13, so I don't think I'll need to pay for it. Like, I feel
Uh,
like I've got the skills that I can probably collect it without, going through that kind of process.
well, if you think you can pull that off, hacking into a blood bank is one thing. Getting the blood out of the blood bank is another thing entirely.
Well, see, all you have to do is hack in, label some bags of whatever your preferred flavor would be, and label those as flagged for possible infection. Then they'll get sent out, and all I have to do is route the destination to a location of my choosing.
Well, I mean, if you can make your computer work and do all of that, I mean that you know. But if not, this guy
Oh
should be able to help you
yeah,
out.
computers. I have problems with that now, thanks to you. I remember. Hmm. I can probably make it
I
work.
mean, if you can make it work, that's a great step towards really helping the clan out as well.
Yeah, I got you. But in Brock Sampson the name of that guy from Adult Swim?
I don't know what that is.
It's a TV show from like, oh god, how old is that show, Bill? Like 8 years old?
No, I think it first aired in '03 or '04, and then it aired for like 8 or 9 years.
Oh wow. I say that to her.
Oh, yeah, I don't really watch children's TV shows.
Well, it's Adult Swim. You know, adults can watch it.
But it's been in the last couple of decades. It's really not my style.
How old are you again? You probably didn't even have a TV growing up, did you?
Well, I was born in the 50s.
In like Cuba or something.
Yeah, well, in Mexico, yes.
Well, yeah, you probably didn't even have a TV.
Probably not.
Call the
Alex,
fuck out, by the way. Well, goddamn. Okay, let's just be honest. It was the '50s. There were two whole channels.
Yeah,
News and the other news.
that's true. I don't know what if a typical family in Mexico would have had a TV in the 50s.
Google is your friend. But I bet you watched a lot of John Wayne growing up, didn't you?
I didn't have much time for TV as a child.
So while we're talking, I absentmindedly took like the cork out of the bottle, and I've like just started sipping on it.
Okay. If you're at hunger one, then it's not gonna make any mechanical difference.
Yeah, I think I'm at hunger one.
And you would have no resonance from that. Now you would have had resonance the previous night, but so what you can do, uh, I'll try to remind people, but basically if you use your Oblivion discipline, you'll get a bonus to that based on, I think it's like a +1 bonus.
I do that.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you've got you're drinking some blood now. What page was that resonance stuff? Resonance is complicated. Well,
So you probably grew up playing, well, what's it called, loop or hoop? No, it's hoop and stick or something.
well,
Is that a thing?
I grew up helping my helping my brother sell drugs on the street.
Were drugs a thing in the 50s?
Drugs have always been a thing. Yeah, the drug cartels were definitely a thing.
Bro, Coke's has been a big staple since the 1700s even. Coca leaves, hell, Coca-Cola used to have real cocaine in it.
Yeah.
This I knew. So they had you start selling what, like 3-4 years old?
Pretty
Yeah,
young, yeah.
the
My
CIA was
brother
around, so obviously that was happening.
my brother got into it, and from there, he dragged me into it. Then I got mixed up in the cartels for a while, and well, I guess I'm more running them, but from behind the scenes, or at least
So
a Houston branch of them.
so quick sidebar. I'm able to drink blood because I have the iron stomach feet or whatever, right?
Yeah, you've got
Or my predator type gives me the iron stomach.
yeah, you've got a merit that lets you. Cole, you have the merit called,
I don't know where to find
I
this.
think it's on the page you're currently on, Chronicle. Merits and flaws. So you've got the Iron Gullet, which where's
I don't
that?
have much information.
Actually, according to Google, it looks like Mexico was a big hub for opium poppies as early as the very early 1900s, and as a transit between coca leaves from South America since the 1800s.
Yeah, I did some minor research when I created these characters. Like I made sure that where she's from and the fact that she was involved in drugs was possible. Um, so Frank, you can feed from cold blood, rancid blood, and fractionated plasma. Um, you can also basically that there's a podcast I listen to that another character you can like literally you can chew on a scab and get something from that. Like, yeah,
That's kind of nasty.
yeah, because the scab is just old blood.
Okay. So what do I like? I'm not finding any information about the iron gullet. Like, I realize I'm able to drink that stuff, but how does it taste compared to the regular stuff? The regular stuff, of course, being fresh, gives me almost a high out of it.
So from what I've like just kind of heard, because I've been listening to a lot of how other people play it, like you can definitely think it tastes good. The thing is, the beast wants fresh human blood. So anytime you taste, like you can certainly think it tastes good, you can like it. But anytime fresh blood, touches your lips, your beast is gonna want that more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people that don't have the bagger, or rather the iron gullet trait.
So people that don't have the iron gullet, the blood they drink, they can drink blood like from a cup or whatever, but it has to be relatively fresh. Yeah.
Right.
Like no more
So,
than a day or two old at most.
so if they were to drink blood that is, say, a day old, that's been, I'm guessing, chilled, um, they would probably have some sort of reaction as if it's not very good, right?
Yeah, they would think it tastes like crap. For
Okay.
you can decide how it tastes. That like as an in-character thing. You can pretty much decide if you like it, or if you're doing it because you don't want to, because you just don't want to drink fresh blood. But the thing is, fresh blood straight from the source, because of what you are, is when you taste it, it's always going to be good.
Gotcha. Okay. So while we were sitting there chit chatting about her childhood, I'm just sipping away at this, and I'm just absentmindedly doing it, and then I kind of stop, look at it, and I'm just like, and I just go back to sipping at it.
She, doesn't really say anything to that. Um, and I think we will move scenes for now. Um, okay. She gave you the card to a guy, um,
Yeah, I need to
and
write
you
this
have a plan for possibly doing some hacking stuff. So let's hop over to Bill. I'm trying to check. Bill, you guys went back to the hospital, except she took you over to a different room where there's a more comfortable place to lay down. Granted, it doesn't really matter, but it's more of a room versus a being strapped down to a bed like you were before.
Versus an operating room on a slab.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's where you're gonna wake up. You wake up and you do feel hungrier than when you went to sleep the night before. Um, the beast in you is scratching at the back door, but it's not breaking in just yet. Um, what do you do when you wake up?
I probably wake up and I wake up. I'm like, no, 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 no. I go to whatever mirror I can. I'm like, I'm just checking to see if the last several days has just been a nightmare.
Um, well, you probably look a little bit a little pale, a little unhealthy, in comparison to what you would normally expect. That nice, healthy flush is not there. Um, yeah,
Is there anything sharp?
sharp.
Yeah.
There's probably like a razor for shaving, and you are
Okay.
in this hospital place, so you could easily find a scalpel or something like that.
All right. I'm gonna reach for the first thing I can, which will be that razor. I'm gonna place it right in my palm and slide it sideways to cut my palm.
Okay. Yeah, when you do that, blood kind of thick, viscous blood kind of just pools in the wound. It doesn't flow like it would if you had done that while you were alive. If you flip your hand over, it will, drip out, but it's not being pumped out. It just kind of, drizzles.
God damn it! It was a nightmare.
The sting of being cut is also a lot more muted.
I barely even felt it. Oh, oh, okay. So it wasn't a nightmare. Oh my god, that. Oh my god, that man. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start kind of. I'm gonna kind of rush walk my way towards the door and try to open the door.
It's unlocked.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out. Is there anyone
Yeah,
in the hallway?
it opens into a hallway. The lights are, like in kind of like night mode where only like every third, light is on type of thing. You do see a light from an office further down the hall where the lights are turned on in the office. Um, but other than that, everything looks like it's this is like a medical center and it's closed for the night.
All right, I'm gonna walk down to the down to the room that looks like the light is still on, and I'm gonna go just open the door and walk in.
Okay, inside you see Imogen is sitting at the computer, and she looks up when you walk in and says, "Oh, did you sleep well?"
That's so not the point needs to be made here. That man from last night, is he okay? What happened?
Oh, yes, yeah, he's okay. He's been taken care of.
Oh, thank you, God. Oh my God.
Give
Oh,
me a wits. Oh, well, actually, you'd have to roll the skill insight plus wits.
alrighty. You said insight. Okay, we're gonna say plus wits. Just submit.
0 successes. So, okay, yeah, everything seems above board.
Yeah, of course. Because honestly,
The
I
dude's
wasn't.
fine.
Okay, I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't even. All I was worried about was safety. Okay, and I kind of like do that thing where you stay planted on your feet, but you kind of kneel down, and like I've got my hand over my eyes, just like, oh my god, thank you, oh my god.
Yeah,
That was
you lost control a little bit. It happens.
it happens. You just nearly kill people.
Uh, yeah, sometimes.
I I I'm in what I do what I do to help people. This is I Jerry's basically speechless. He's basically just kind of muttering incoherently.
Well, you can definitely help people as what you are. I don't work here for no reason. But yeah, you've always got to be careful. I took you to that club last night because I needed you to experience what it would really be like. And as bad as it turned out, it was honestly a good thing. Better you find out early how easy it is to lose control.
A good thing? I nearly
Nobody,
killed a young man last night.
nearly, only nearly.
Yeah,
And now
only
you know.
nearly. Yes, now I know, and I never want to be in that situation again. What do I need to do? I I have. Wait, what day of the week is it?
Um, it is, I believe it is Friday. Hold up, let me double check the what January 3rd, 2020 was. I'm pretty sure it's Friday. Back. I just need to find a 2020 calendar. Yeah, it's Friday.
I have. Oh my god. There's what and what time did you say it was?
It's just after dark, and so this is, January, so I don't know, like 6,
All right.
maybe
I've,
6:30.
I've got a group therapy meeting in 2 hours. What am I going to do if I lose control and rip someone's throat out?
Well, how do you feel right now? No,
Panicked, scared.
but the hunger. How do you feel right now?
I I'm not particularly hungry at this time.
She stands up and says, "So normally the way I do it, because I don't like to find myself in those kind of situations, is uh, I prefer to drink from those who are sleeping. Um, it's that they don't fight back, and well, I drink from my patients, to be honest. They're in a controlled environment. I can take what I need and make sure that they wake up the next morning no worse for wear." She walks out of her office and motions for you to follow, and takes you down the hall and around the corner to a I don't know what you would call it, like to the uh, patients, the rooms where patients are. um, and there's most of the rooms are empty, but there's 2 rooms with a couple people, and they're asleep. They're hooked up to IVs, and have, like, monitors and things. And it's like, these are a couple of my long-term patients. Or, well, this guy is actually here for a sleep study, uh, and this man is here uh, for, she lists off, some illness. Um, but both of them are staying here overnight. Uh, I've already drank from this one. She points at the one who's there for a sleep study. But if you need to, you can take a little bit from the other one, and it won't bother him. He's hooked up. He's hooked up to IVs. He'll be replenished by the time he wakes up in the morning.
Okay. What if I lose control again?
Well, you said the hunger's not too bad. You shouldn't have any trouble. It's only when you are truly hungry that you can lose control. Or sometimes when you're threatened, or faced with another more powerful kindred. But it's only in more extreme situations that you'll actually lose control.
Okay.
The
Okay. So I'm gonna walk forward to the man with the IVs and stuff, and I I guess whichever arm doesn't have the IVs, I'm gonna be on that side.
yeah.
And okay, I'm gonna get down on my knees, and Jerry's going to put his head down. He's gonna put his head down, shut his eyes. Please don't let me kill this man. Please don't let me kill this man. Please. And I'm going to where should I do this from?
It doesn't really matter. Certainly arteries get you can do it quicker, but pretty much anywhere. We bleed from everywhere. So anywhere will do.
Okay.
Something that I didn't get to teach you last night. After you're done, if you lick the wound, it'll actually heal. Our saliva can heal minor scrapes and bruises like that, and punctures.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so he's gonna get the Jerry's gonna go ahead and wrap his lips around the artery that's like on the underside of your elbow, right in that corner there, where where they get you to draw blood or take plasma, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
And what do I roll for that?
so you don't have to roll anything to drink from him. You can take you can take as much as you want, but the only way to get down to 0 is to take his life. But you're in control right now, so you can take as much as you like.
All right, I'm just gonna take enough to take 1 dot off.
Yeah. And you notice the guy, he was, maybe breathing a little roughly and stuff, but as soon as you start drinking, he actually seems to relax. His breathing, you know, gets more steady. He a kind of even a little bit of a smile comes over his face while he's asleep because it feels really good to be fed on from a vampire in this game.
Okay, once I'm down that once I've taken just a bit, I'll go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and try what Imogen said, and I'm gonna go ahead and lick the wound.
And the holes from your fangs close right up.
Oh, he's gonna stand up with both his hands on his face and kind of slide them over his head, like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my god. Okay, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Once you kind of leave the room, she says, "There's one other thing you should know. Uh, you're always going to be a little bit hungry. The only way to actually get rid of that hunger is to take a life, to drink it all. And I've been there before, and it's not worth it. It's worth it to be a little hungry."
Okay, that's well, I guess I'm gonna have to get used to being to constantly being a little bit hungry, because I don't plan on taking a life.
Just know you're gonna live a long time now, and chances are one day it might happen. We're gonna just do.
One day isn't gonna be today, so.
Um, we will get to your little session later. Let's go on to the next person. Um, let's do Wesley. So Wesley, you, where were you? Oh, that's right. You were just at your guy's house. His haven's in the basement, and he's got video games.
Live.
Yeah, your guy is David Marotta, the Bruja. Yeah, so he, I don't, he took you back to his house for that night. When you wake up, yeah, what do you do when you wake up? You're a little bit hungrier than you were the night before.
I think I just wake up with like kind of that annoying little ache.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, I could eat, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm probably looking around. I know where I'm at. I'm gonna probably play some video games.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
Eventually, David does come downstairs, sees you're there. What is your predator type? Oh, that's right. You want to feed from your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, you notice you've got some text messages on your phone. Your wife is asking where you are.
Oh.
You would not have woken up to those. It takes a lot to wake up a vampire during the day.
Well, I immediately fall into extreme stress.
Uh-huh. he
Um,
comes downstairs and sees the look at your face and he's like, dude, he's like, man, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed?
no, but my wife did because I wasn't there.
Yeah, it's probably best if you don't see her anymore.
So what am I supposed to do? Just disappear?
I mean, that you know, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you know, there's always the chance that you might eat her.
Wow. I mean,
I mean,
do we
unless
not
you
normally do
unless
that?
you
I
unless
mean,
you think
like,
you can control it, or if you don't care. I mean, it's
I mean, man, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, hey, I mean, if it's free real estate, it's
you
free
get
real estate.
you get a text message something along the lines of, "Honey, I don't know where you are or what you're doing, but I hope you're okay." But the whole day, like, probably every few minutes, and then it's spread out a little bit more, and then there was like several hours where she just didn't say anything, but it was like, hey, where are you? Then where the hell are you? Why didn't you come home last night?
Mm.
What the hell's going on? Are you cheating on me? Just different things, like the whole like run of emotions of like,
A typical woman.
of what you would feel if your significant other just ghosted on you.
Disappeared, yeah.
Yeah. And now
Well,
you get that. He's like, David's like, I mean, I'm like I said, you know, I'm all about doing your own thing. If you want to try to make it work, I'm not going to stop you.
I mean, I have kids, man. It's not like I could just walk out on them. That's what happened to me. My dad did that for a while, and then he finally came back and he regretted everything he did. And I don't want to be that guy. If I have to be a stay-at-home dad from now on and work from home and just be super pale around them and just
Well,
somehow
I
be
mean,
scared of the sun,
what do you? Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do during the daytime? You pretty much have to sleep. It's nearly impossible for us to stay up all day.
I could just say I'm having to start working night shifts. Like something's happened in the company to where I'm having to work when other people aren't. A little lie to my wife to save her from like years of distraught. Like, it's kind of like I have to go back right now. Like I have to do something. Like what time is it? Are they
It's
awake?
it's around 6:30. Same thing as uh as Bill. It's
Okay.
you just woke up. He says, well, and I don't got any plans for you tonight. Just you've got to be at the thing tomorrow. I mean, if you want to go see your family, like I said, I'm not going to stop you. Just you probably shouldn't tell them what you are. Come up with them as something, but just the rules say don't tell mortals what we are.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Well, I'm
want
kind of
wouldn't want
thinking
you wouldn't want the cam to be mad at you in your first week.
that's true. I don't want to hit the can if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But I think if I just tell her that, the whole reason you're here, you were some FBI agent, I had some sort of sickness all of a sudden,
Oh, you want
and
you want
it's
me to come with you?
no, you don't have to
Uh,
come with me. I'm just gonna say like how whenever you showed
I,
up and like punched me.
oh, well, she's not gonna remember any of that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, we I got one of my buddies to take care of that.
Hmm.
Mind wipe, neuralizer type thing. Push the little button. Make sure
Yeah,
you wear your sunglasses or you'll forget everything. That sort of thing.
exactly. Well, this is a hard cookie to crack, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, how what do I say? I want to go back. You have to help me. You're the one that did this to me.
Well, I mean, I'll help you however I can. I mean, if you want to come up with some kind of story, I can do that. I could maybe call in another favor and get my buddy to, you know, implant something in in their minds to make them just ignore the fact that you're not around during the day. Could probably
I'm
make
kind of
that
liking
happen.
what you're cooking here.
I mean, it's gonna cost you, but I guess I guess you've got the money.
Look, if he could just make it seem like it's really important that I am not around during the day for some sort of business reason, if you're seeing where I'm going, I think we can have something arranged here.
Right? Yeah, we ought to be able to get. I can here. Let me make a few calls, and he pulls out his cell phone and goes into the other room. You hear him talking on the phone, and after a while, he does come back in. Do you say anything to your wife during this time?
I text her,
You
I'm
also
sorry.
you also
Oh,
got a text message from Seth saying, "What's up, bro?"
oh, okay. I'll respond to him after this. But um, I'll say like, uh, sorry for everything that's happened. I know you probably don't know where I am. Uh, I got super sick the night um, of the after party, and I had to stay at Seth's place. I'm just gonna say I was at Seth's place for for the last couple nights, just because. Or was that? Has it only been one night?
You guys were turned on New Year's night, New Year's
So it's the
Eve, and
sixth.
it is well, it's now it is the third, it is January 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
been
So the last couple nights, two
yeah.
nights or so. Um, I've been staying at Seth's house. He's been taking care of me. I know you normally would do that, but I was just in the area and I just could not move.
Wait, you're
Um, maybe I had COVID, quote unquote. Is COVID known enough yet to
no,
say
no.
like pretend?
Nobody knows
Okay.
what COVID is yet.
Dang.
That doesn't really start for a couple more months.
Only if
Okay.
you're Chinese.
I'm just kidding. I don't know what that was. Um, dang. Okay. God, this is a hard one to crack. My wife is just gonna hate me. Should I just show back up? I might just show back up after the implant has happened.
I'm kind of glad that you don't know how to lie this convincingly, especially about this scenario.
What do you
I
mean?
mean,
This
you
is an
can.
It
insane
shows a lot
scenario.
about who you are.
Yeah.
Hey.
You're a CEO, okay? Like, hey, one of my rich millionaire friends came by in his private jet, and I'm never gonna not get into a private jet. And we went over to Monte Cristo. We had a
That's
fantastic
true.
time.
I
Don't
could
know
go to
anything that
something.
happened. Pretty sure it was The Hangover Part 4, and now I'm back.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
exactly what he said, and then I'm gonna text Seth. Hey, bro, have a lot to talk about. We need to meet up soon.
He says, "All right, I'll be in town in next week."
Are you
I'll
about to
just say
turn
bet.
Seth Rogen into a vampire?
It might happen, but he's also one of my important people, so maybe not.
Seth Rogen is his rank 3 ally. So we got to get him up in here. And I got to study Seth Rogen so I can get his accent down and stuff.
He's got to get the laugh, and then everything else comes naturally.
I definitely don't have the laugh, yeah. What's his face? David walks back in the room and he's like, yeah, I got a buddy. He's going to be here in a little bit, and he'll work something out with you.
Okay, I'm not gonna text my wife back yet. I might even just show up. I mean, I just need this to go over as smoothly as possible. I mean, I don't want to go home in flames, then have to like on the spot, say something about this, but my well, no, I did text her that. I mean, if anything, can you play like a pretty rich guy? Have you ever had a little bit of money,
Uh,
maybe a little stingy with that money, except you like to go on a big vacation every year?
yeah. I think I can play having a little bit of money.
Okay, all right. I think we might be able to play this over. I need you to come with me though, 100%.
What's funny, he lives in this normal house. He's got the same amount of dots and resources as you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's
Okay,
also rich, but he's like 100 years old. He better be.
that's true.
Had 100 years to make some money. Um,
Okay, so I guess we could go back. Well, we gotta wait for his buddy to show
yeah.
up.
So
So
we
should we
will
just go somewhere?
we will switch over now uh to Hayden's character, to Max. So you guys would have gone back to the warehouse thing um, for one more night, and you also wake up a little bit hungrier than what you went to bed. And what do you do when you wake up? You're no longer chained up in a basement. You get to be asleep in a cot up in the warehouse.
Um, I know I wrote something down that I wanted to do. There was a few things I wanted. Um, oh
I
yeah,
know
yeah,
at
yeah.
the end of the last session you were gonna look around the
Yeah, I was
place.
gonna look around. I just
Yeah.
saw that in my notes.
Um, Yeah, so she's not there when you first wake up. So you've got some time to look around. I guess give me a wits. Well, you have to do it in reverse order. Investigation plus wits.
Investigation.
Just reminders of some things y'all can do. Anytime you want to get it, anytime you want to, you can do a rouse check and get bonus dice on your rolls. Uh, You can even do it like if you want to do it now, you can choose to. There's always the risk that it'll make you hungrier, but at any point in time, you can choose to do a rouse check to get an extra. I think most of you, except for Hayden, actually, because of his predator type, I think yours is 2 extra dice. Look over here real quick. Yours is 2. Whereas everyone else. Why isn't this sheet opening? Oh, it's already open. Oh, actually, everybody's is 2. What I think your difference is you heal a little bit more. Something. There's some difference with yours. Yeah, so you can do a rouse check and risk getting hungrier, but it'll give you 2 additional dice. You can also spend a willpower point um, and re-roll up to 3 dice. Now it should be noted, Hayden, you've got 2 hunger right now.
Mhm.
So 2 of those dice are not re-rollable. So basically, you could re-roll 1 dice by spending a willpower, or you could rouse the blood and get 2 bonus dice. Or you can just take the failure and wander around the warehouse and not find anything all that interesting.
I'll take the rouse.
Okay, so do the rouse check. So you don't get any hungrier. Now I guess just roll 2d10.
Okay.
An 8 and a 6. Is it 6 and above that's a success? Let me double check. Dice mechanics. System 10-sided dice. I feel like it is 6 and above. It's slightly less than a 50-50. Where the heck is the rules on that? This is like the most basic thing, and I can't remember it.
That's acceptable. When I show up
Yeah.
to a customer's house and they're like, "So what are you doing for me today?" I sometimes honestly blank. I'm like, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Okay, yeah. 6 and above is a success. Okay. Um, so one success from that. So you find yeah, the warehouse is pretty it's a mostly empty warehouse. You obviously there's the trap door that leads down to the basement you were kept in. You there's like a door that leads to like an office area. There's some like there's a second level that's kind of like a loft area, I guess you could call it, but like a big above area, um, kind of like what they're planning on doing in the Bright House warehouse. Uh,
Mm.
and I'll say in the office you do find, with one success, you find the safe. There's a safe hidden like kind of in a like a false drawer type thing. But yeah,
Can I
you didn't don't
open? The
you
safe isn't
the
like
safe
open,
the safe
obviously.
is locked. Yeah.
Mm. Does it look like it's used often?
It's not like covered in dust or anything like that.
Mm. I mean, you said this is like an abandoned warehouse, basically, right?
Maybe not abandoned, but just not
Less
currently in
often.
use. Yeah.
Is everything else like in dust?
There's some dust. I mean, it's obviously been disturbed since you guys have been wandering around. But other than the safe, you don't really find anything too interesting.
Mm.
Oh, just a note on that rouse check. You did succeed, but even if you failed, you'd still get the bonus dice. You just get hungrier. Like
Ah,
you always get it. You just get hungrier or not hungrier.
mm. Okay.
Um, so after while you're looking around at some point, Tiv, wanders in through the front door. Notices that you're like in the office or whatever, and kind of walks in just as you're like looking at the safe and stuff, and it's like, uh, uh, what you doing?
I'm kind of sitting there with like the finger tap, how you kind of do on like the table,
Hmm.
but I'm doing that like on my chin. I'm like, how big is a safe? Like,
It's just like one of those like I don't know, maybe I don't know how to describe it, like the size of a Towstar box. Like one of those,
okay,
a safe that
So it's about a
fits.
one cubic. It's about a 1 cubic foot safe.
Yeah,
Then.
1 cubic foot safe. Yeah.
okay. Um, I say, is this where you keep all the body parts?
She glances at the safe. I'd be surprised if there's a body part in there, although it's possible. No, there's probably a gun and maybe some paperwork.
Oh, so you've never gotten that safe?
It's not my safe. I I don't actually live here.
Well, yeah. I did you know the safe was here?
I mean, I knew it was there. I've got the combo and all that. I just, I don't need it.
Lame. Why didn't you open it? That's like for vampires. I mean,
She goes
all
over to
one of
the
them.
safe and like kneels down next to you and puts in the combination. Um,
Wait,
and
does she know that I have acid blood?
she doesn't know you have acid blood, but it's certainly something that she knows is a possibility.
Yeah, I guess before she puts in the combo, I'm like, wait, let me show you something I can do. And I like cut my
She's
hand obviously, and I
mhm.
like start dripping it onto the safe mechanism.
So I think you have to make a rouse check for that. Um, disciplines. That's blood sorcery. Yeah, you've got to make a rouse check for that. All right, so
Whee!
you get
Give me
hungrier.
hunger.
Yeah, you get hungrier, but the power always works. So, yep, you splash some acid on there. Um, she's, you know, she doesn't look surprised. She's like, nice, you know, she just says nice, you know, and the your acid dissolves the lock, and then she you know, opens it up, and there's two pistols, um and then there's, yeah, like she said, there's some paperwork, and there's a wad of cash of 20, like just a roll of 20s basically. It's like,
Look at the
yeah,
cat. I look at a cash. I'm like, halvesies?
sure, why not? You know, she how much money does she have? Yeah, she'll take half.
All
So
right.
yeah, y'all get like $1,000 each. I don't know how much is in a wad of 20s.
She, bruh. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's going.
Holy
That's going.
shit! Water 20s for $1,000 each. Holy shit!
Is there a way? Is there like somewhere I
I
can
don't know.
put
How
that
much
in,
is
or
a,
do I just?
I've never owned a wad of 20s. How much money is a wad?
I'm just excited that I got $1,000 to my name now.
Well, enough for 1,000 each. That's 120s.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it's probably, yeah, you each get 50 20s.
Sure. Nice. Um, is there like?
What are your resources?
I mean, I was like middle class, so
It doesn't look like you put in any points into resources, so go
yeah.
ahead and give yourself uh uh add a merit and say it's on the second tab, the
Mhm.
Chronicle tab,
Yeah, yeah.
um, and then just add merit slash flaw and put resources, and just put one dot and in parentheses write like temporary.
Okay,
You don't
it's
the
there.
so yeah, until you spend it, basically you've got a dot worth of resources. You can so money that you've spent or experience points, like actual dots that you've bought, that's your permanent resource amount, but it can fluctuate up and down based on if you make large purchases on your current level. So like for Hayden to lose a point in resource, he would have to do something pretty, or not Hayden, for Jaden to do lose a point in resource with his rich level, he would have to, you know, spend a big chunk of money. Um, but then he would temporarily lose a dot. Or like if for some reason he lost his business, he might permanently lose a dot or something, but that's a different thing. But then after a month, you know, basically you gain that money back. So in your case, you've got this money until you know, reasonably spend it, like spend $1,000 on whatever.
Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah. So
I guess I already have a gun, so I really don't need two guns.
yeah.
Do I find extra bullets? I'll take those.
Sure. We'll say there's a clip that conveniently fits your gun.
Sweet.
Yeah. You know, she's also already got a gun, so she just, you know, she's like, yeah, you know, she's like, yeah, about what I expected. This is just one of the safe houses for the clan, but we haven't used it in a while. Um, that's just why I brought you here. You know, I kind of didn't know exactly what was going to go down, or even who I was being forced to embrace. So, you know, you could have been a psychopath. So I figured this was a safe place to put you.
Glad that I'm not a psychopath. I'm glad that you think I'm not a psychopath, considering I just bled on a safe. Oh, and speaking of, that got me a little hungry.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess if
Yeah.
you know, if you want, we can go out and find something to eat.
I just laugh. I'm like, that sounds so human of you to say.
Well, you know, you got to kind of get you know, just roll with it. You know, it's life now.
Yeah,
Uh,
true. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can go out and find something.
so just you know, to remind you, you know, your predator type
Yeah, I have to
is
punish
you want to,
someone that deserves to be punished.
well, you specifically picked the one that you want to feed on vampires.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, you prefer not to feed on mortals. Actually, you do have the flaw that says you don't feed on mortals. Let me just check what the mechanics of that flaw are. Like, granted, I didn't worry about it last time, but and you have tasted her blood before. You have tasted a vampire's blood, not counting when you returned. You know, she did feed you her own blood the first night. Um, so you've got, you refuse to hunt a certain class of prey. Uh, if you feed on such prey, you gain stains as though you had violated a chronicle tenet. Um,
Mean.
weakness, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you prefer to like change that to where you, yeah, your prey exclusion is innocence. If you prefer to change that to where like um, your predator type to kind of customize it to where you have to feed on someone who you think deserves it versus always vampires, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
change it to innocence.
and we'll
So that
just
just
mechanically treat it similar to. Oh wait, yeah, yours is prey exclusion, mortals, innocence. Yeah, so that when you need, because I mean, she's gonna let you feed on her if you want,
inky.
because as far as she knows, that's gonna blood bond you to her.
Oh,
As
good,
far as she
good
as
for you,
far as
good,
she
good for you,
knows.
Yeah,
Hey, hey. Good for you.
Good thing I got some
yeah,
points in that.
yeah. That's right. That's why yours is mortals. Maybe, yeah, innocence is better for you. Yeah, you do still are gonna want to feed on vampires because they are the most deserving of punishment. But yeah, yeah. So she's like, yeah, we can, we can head out and find someone. Uh, I think I said y'all were, and I forget where I exactly put y'all. Oh wait, I've got a map. How do I bring up that map?
I think we're in like South Spring.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all can go find someone deserving. Google Maps, and then I have to log in. I'm logged in. I have to find my maps, my custom maps, or something like that. I don't remember how I created that map. Did I favorite it? Nope.
What's in the chat? So
Yeah, because you're able to like, yeah, make those custom map things. Hmm. Oh well, yeah, I think it was like somewhere in spring. I'll figure that out later. Yeah, so as far as she's concerned, y'all are gonna go out and find some somebody to snatch up. Um, her feeding style is alley cat. Uh, she but she tries to find criminals. That's right.
what is Alley Cat?
Alley cat is basically she just assaults people, but
Damn.
she prefers to, but she has prey exclusion innocence.
Uh,
Um,
so the whole thing last night was her doing.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because of
David
her feeding
David is
style.
also an alley cat, but he doesn't care. He doesn't have the innocence thing. That's why y'all both went together, or y'all all
Mm.
went together because there was the
Yep.
same feeding type between the two sires, but um, she specifically wants to feed on criminals.
Just a
Uh,
violent bunch over here. Jeez,
yeah.
bro.
So she heads outside. The motorcycle that she had before is not there. Instead, there's a car. Um, I don't know what kind of car it is. Uh, it's a a decent car, nothing fancy though. But more importantly, in the car there's a uh, would it be a CB radio? Is that what cops have? I don't know. A radio that she can monitor. One of those. She's monitoring the police chatter.
Mhm.
Um, and she's like, "Yeah, let's go find some bad guys," and takes you to go start driving around and look for some bad guys. I guess since she's driving, she's gonna roll her.
As long as we're not in a BMW i3, I am a-okay.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah.
Have you seen
That
those
would
things?
be.
It looks like a BMW minivan that
Is ugly.
like had a child with a Prius.
Yeah.
It is the ugliest thing that you've ever seen.
All the in the X2, another really ugly one.
Oh yeah.
Just all the
And it was
crossovers.
obviously birthed out of the anus because it looks like shit.
For real. They're like, if we mix a sedan and an SUV together like the Tesla did.
Okay, so she, drives you. She got 5 successes. She actually is like texting while driving, and
God damn it, woman.
and she
Has she not seen the defensive driving video? The
she
I
hasn't
know.
she hasn't, and also a car accident wouldn't bother her that much.
That's very true.
She's texting while driving, and she's like, oh, perfect, and like just kind of swerves around the corner, and starts heading off towards the destination. There's a drug deal going down over here, and she's basically taking you. Y'all are gonna bust a drug deal before the cops get there. Because she's looking for criminals who are not innocent, and that's what y'all are heading off to do. Now, let's switch back to. This may just be another feeding night. Let's switch back up to who did we do first? Frank.
Yeah.
So Frank, is there anything else you want to do this night? Are you here?
What?
Frank, is there anything
Yeah.
else?
Sorry, I had it muted. So there's I mean, it's not like there's anybody waiting for me at home. I don't have much family, very few friends.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe check in with my gang, but that's not exactly necessary. Because that's gonna be something I'm gonna have to like. I know I left, but I need your help, type of thing. So.
Yeah. So basically, she tells you that you're pretty much your own man tonight. Tomorrow you have to be at the Elysium and you have to meet the prince before then, but your night is yours. So you can just not do anything. We'll skip to the next person because really we're gonna speed through the rest of these feedings, um, and then we're gonna go to the next night.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So next up would be Wesley. So the guy shows up. Um, and so let me find his name real quick. This is funny. So his name is also Jeremiah. Yeah, he comes in, and I named him before Bill named his character, and just never changed it.
Okay, well, you know what? Despite what Jerry said, there can only be one. It's like Highlander rules. There can only be one.
Well, he's older than you.
Well, he's about to be deader than me, so.
Yeah, so a man you hear a knock on the door. David goes upstairs and opens the door. Do you follow him up?
Yes.
Okay, you follow him up. He opens the door and you see a man dressed in. I don't have pictures for these people yet because I haven't introduced them. A man is standing outside the door. He's wearing a pressed, like, nice suit. Looks very businesslike. He they quietly greet each other and he walks in. I
shake his hand.
Yeah, he shakes your hand, and he's like, a pleasure to meet you. My name is Jeremiah Donque. I'm told that you're in need of my special talents.
Indeed.
So what is it exactly you need me to do?
So, you see, I'm a vampire now, which is kind of awkward. And
Yes. So we all are.
yeah, exactly. So the thing is my family isn't. So I kind of have to still maintain some sort of relationship with them. At least I would like to. And I would basically like you to somehow convince them that I could sleep all day for some reason and work all night or be gone all day. Either one.
So he nods. He says, "Yes, that is certainly within my capabilities. Of course, I don't do anything for free.
Of
Uh,
course.
I'm told that you are the CEO of a pharmaceutical company.
I am.
I would like a 10% stake in your company."
Okay.
Oh,
Would you like to
shit, he played
invest
hardball.
any into the company to secure your 10% stake?
Well, I think my investment will be your continued ability to live with your family.
That's right. Okay.
You can make a
All right.
roll. You can make rolls. Um, you've
Could I
there's
could I roll to try to convince him?
Yeah, you could do anything. So in the
Manipulation.
manipulation, well, yeah. So if you look at your skills, the middle block are the social
Mhm.
skills.
Okay.
Um, and so whatever you've got points in those, depending on how you want to convince this guy of anything. Things I could see working are
Persuasion.
persuasion, subterfuge is lies, uh, leadership if you word it right, and of course there's straight intimidation.
Well, I don't want to
Yeah,
intimidate this
yeah,
guy because then he won't work with me. But
yeah.
what I'll rephrase my statement with a little bit of persuasion.
Okay.
It says attribute. Which one would I
So you would
use?
click persuasion first, and then for persuasion, that'd be charisma.
What happens? Modifier 0, or should I do a?
Unless you want to do the rouse thing.
I think I do.
So
Let's
go
see
ahead
what
and
it
do a
takes.
modifier of 2. You
Okay.
can do the rouse after, because you always get the bonus.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try this.
So that's 3 successes. Go ahead and click rouse
Um. Okay.
at the bottom. You don't get hungrier. You if you want, you can spend a willpower and it'll re-roll the 5 and the 3. I think if you click re-roll, it does that, but I'm not 100% certain. But that's
Reroll
only
dice, just one.
it'd be well, yeah, it'd be 2 dice in this
Two
case. Well,
dice.
3 dice
Okay.
actually, but
3 dice.
I guess it'd only be
See.
2 because there's only 2 failures there.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah.
And okay, I think this might work.
All right, so 1 additional success.
So 4 successes.
So I'm gonna roll an opposed roll from him. I guess it'd probably be resolve and finance. I didn't give him any points in finance, so just straight resolve. Unless he crits, he can't beat your 4 successes. So unless, okay. So yeah, you probably go back and forth for a little bit, and yeah, he eventually offers to buy the 10% stakes. It's a bad deal for him, but he got 0 successes and you got 4.
I'd be like, look, man, I'm a big guy. I know people. You want if you want a part of this, you have to have a little money to put in. I'm with the big guys. I can't just take you can't be taking stuff for free. Like I understand you're doing a job here, and I'm going to be paying you as well with my very successful company.
Yeah. So on your character sheet, if you want to scroll up to where it shows willpower and click the rightmost green box.
Okay. So completely full.
It's currently
Oh,
no the green box. Get rid of that.
oh, I apologize.
Yeah.
Click this.
All right. So that is 1 point of superficial damage. So that's what you spent to get that reroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, does my max go down?
No, your max is always your max.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, he eventually agrees. You know, the opportunity to buy in your company is worth the work that he'll be doing. So, you guys shake on it, and then you want to show up after the work is done, right?
Yes.
So yeah, he leaves before you, and let me just check this power of his, but I don't think it even requires a roll.
Do I gain any income from him buying into our company, or no?
I
Or does
don't
that just
think
go
it.
to the company?
Yeah, I don't think it would affect your personal income. Not enough to. I mean, granted, 10% is a decent chunk, but it goes into the company really. Mesmerize. He does. No roll is required against an unprepared mortal. The only thing he has to do is roll a. Oh wait, it's the next level. I looked at the wrong one. But I'm pretty sure it just works on a mortal. The mind control abilities are over the top. Well, all the vampire clans or all the vampire abilities versus mortals generally are pretty damn powerful.
Mm.
No additional cost, but he has to do a rouse check. Okay, so no. He does not get, no wait, hunger success is 0. Yeah, he gets hungrier. Okay, that's no problem. He wasn't super hungry. He does not frenzy or feed on your wife, so.
That's good.
Although if he did, she wouldn't remember and she wouldn't tell you because he's controlling her mind right now. Yeah, so he tells you to give him an hour head start. When you do show up, your wife's like, "Oh, honey, you're back. How's Seth doing?"
He is doing great. We're actually about to meet again very soon. I'd say in about a week. He had to fly back out for his movie he's doing right now. But when he comes back, I'm gonna tell him some, pretty personal things about the company that I will share with you, obviously, in time. But I think there's something big on the horizon.
I just need to write a note about has a 10% stake in whatever the heck your company is.
Isaac Genetics.
Okay. All right, so your family doesn't know what you are, and they're not going to question the whole thing that you are disappearing during the day and stuff like that. Um,
Awesome.
and yeah, so you're basically set up now, at least for the time being until the he did explain that it's not perfect. If like the mom walks in on you drinking blood from the kid, it might rouse some questions, things like that. You still need to be careful, but they're not going to ask too many questions or think too hard about it.
Okay.
Um, Now I guess we are over to Bill. Now let's knock out Hayden's thing. So Hayden, you guys roll up on there's a couple of guys hanging out. It's they're obviously selling drugs, and she pulls up and kind of signals them to come over to the car, and she looks over at you and she's like, "So how do you want to do this?"
Uh,
You're the
uh,
hungry one.
And I look at her, I'm like, what do you mean? I'm a vampire for like 3 days. I don't know how to tactical SWAT team drug dealers in an alleyway.
That's literally what we did last night.
Yeah,
The guys come
but
over and
you were the smoking hot one that
they're
they
like,
wanted to rob us. Now we're
yeah,
robbing them.
they're like, hey, the guy comes up, he's like, what are you looking for? And it's like, she looks over at him and bring up her character sheet real quick.
I have an idea,
You've got an
but
idea?
it's a stupid idea, but it's an idea. Let's see if she has an idea.
Mm, she doesn't have the skill I was going to use. Uh, she's like, it, anywhere we can go a little more private to talk.
I knew it. That's my plan. That
Yeah.
was my plan.
And the guy's like, yeah, let's, come around this way, and he like leads, like points into an alley, and she like pulls the car in the alley and gets out. And I'll say there's like, yeah, there's two guys, and we can just do a quick chat, a quick roll, because the way she's gonna play this is she's just gonna straight up assault them. So if you're just following her, yeah, if you're just following her lead, then give me either a brawl or melee or firearms. I mean, you can shoot the dude if you want. Plus the yeah, some sort of attack roll. Um, let me see here. Yeah, she doesn't need to use that.
Is there any attribute that I put with firearms dexterity? Probably.
Yeah, it'd be dexterity.
No other modifiers.
Unless you're gonna do the rouse thing.
Probably not. Cat.
Oh.
You know what?
Boom.
Wow.
She got it. Oh, she got a crit. That's what it is. So yeah, her dude, she in the blink of an eye, just goes after him using her powers, blinks over at him and has him up against the wall, smacks his face into or smacks the back of his head into the wall and he goes down. Um, the other
I
guy's
guess
like,
I'll
"What
do
the
a
what the
rouse.
fuck?" Yeah, you can do a rouse. Oh, she did a rouse too. I need to rouse that. Do it. There it goes. Oh, oh, she's pretty damn hungry. Um, but yeah, the other guy's like, "Oh shit," and he pulls out a gun, and I guess he's gonna fire. You pulled a gun on him,
Yeah, I pulled
um,
a gun on him.
and she just knocked her buddy out. But I think because you pulled the gun, he would probably fire at you. Let's give him this many.
I succeeded my rouse, by the way.
Well, he gets a crit on you, so that's one, two regular successes, and then a crit counts as. Oh no, he doesn't get a crit. Never mind. You need 2 10s for a crit, so 3 successes. Because I think you took rapid reflexes or something like that, right?
Yeah. That's under.
Celerity.
Where in the heck is that?
On the first page, there's disciplines, and then the drop-down menu under celerity would tell you which ones you have.
I have blood sorcery, celerity. I can't even pronounce these last two.
Yeah, so click the little arrow by powers.
Silence of death.
Underneath celerity.
Oh.
Celerity is the speed one. Yeah.
Yeah, rapid reflex.
Yeah, so you do have the ability to attempt to dodge bullets.
Can I do that? I just roll
So
a
it'd
dice
be
button next to it.
dexterity plus athletics. And let me see if there's any bonuses from that. Rapid reflexes. I think it just You suffer no penalty when trying to dodge bullets, basically. So dexterity plus athletics.
Because in my mind, all this should be. Where the heck is dexterity?
You
Okay.
click athletics first. It's always
Oh,
it's
okay.
always the skill first, and then because the character sheet is weird.
You know what?
Well,
Can I take another rouse?
yeah, you can.
Why not?
You're
Yeah.
what's your hunger at now?
Woo! 4.
Okay. One more and you go into immediate frenzy. But yeah, that'll add 2 more dice that you can roll.
All right. And so, how do I roll those dice again?
Just do a 2d10.
Oh yeah.
So 1 success. So that means you'll negate 1 dice. So that's still two successes. That would be 2 superficial damage, but vampires only take half superficial. So you, on your health bar, click the rightmost red one, click it once. You'll take basically 1 damage. It should do a slash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now you and let's see if I remember right, the initiative would, yeah, it's your turn to react.
Yeah. So I succeeded on my shooting roll with my rouse
Oh, okay. Oh, the rouse was for shooting or for dodging?
for shooting.
It's not popping up for me. How many successes did you get?
So I 0 successes.
So that wouldn't be a success.
Oh, okay. Because I just took the rouse and.
This most recent roll is the 2d10, right? Or did you do something after that?
So I went to go shoot him, got the 0 successes, and then I roused with
Oh,
that.
I thought your that was that was a roll to dodge the bullet, and the rouse was to dodge the bullet.
No.
Oh, you were just shooting
The,
back
the
and.
reason I roused was to shoot him better.
Oh, okay. All right. Well then, yeah, you pop him. He staggers from that.
So do I take back my? No, wait, no, never mind.
Yeah, everything still goes the same. You still get hit by a bullet, and you hit him back. Tiv is going to head over to him and try to do the same thing. She's not going to rouse this time because she's at 4 hunger. Doesn't work. Let me see. Why doesn't it tell me the actual die rolls? I thought it did that. I guess because it's 0 successes. So she's gonna two. Oh no, all of her dice are hunger, so she can't even do a willpower. Okay, well yeah, she tries to hit him, but he manages to like step aside. Um, he's gonna, I guess he's gonna try to like pistol whip her because now there's a chick trying to jump on him who just knocked out his friend. Say he has probably 1 success, but she's got the whole rapid reflexes just like you. She can try to dodge. She fails her dodge. So yeah, well, she'll take 1 damage, just like you did. You're up.
I go for firearms again.
All right.
Yeah, what?
Man, we are just doing so bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rouse again because
Yeah, too hungry.
frenzy.
Yeah. Well, then now it's the guy's turn. Uh, so he I guess shoved Tiv back, and now he fires his gun at you again. That was 4 dice for that. 3 successes, you can try to dodge. So that'd be athletics plus dexterity.
Plus dex. Yeah.
Okay, so 3. So
Holy.
it's divided. So yeah, you take two more slashes basically. So slash 2 more of the red boxes. These
Alright,
are
Tiv.
superficial damage, not a huge deal to you. Okay, Tiv is she's got no other powers that would be useful for this. Wait, what does this one do? Does this one give her any bonuses to combat? It would require her to rouse.
What
Okay, yeah,
does
she won't do that.
Eyes of the Beast do?
Eyes of the Beast, I think, lets you see in the dark.
And then Silence of Death, that just helps me wake up or something like that.
I don't remember. Eyes of the Beast. You have that?
Yeah.
Okay, Eyes of the Beast, yeah, lets you see in the dark. Silence of Death. That's the one that basically makes you not make any noise when you're moving, like you become silent. Okay, I guess she's gonna do another regular attack. God, what is happening here? I wish we could see what we're actually rolling. But, you know, whatever. All right, so it's not going great. You're up, I guess.
All right.
Is that another fail? Man.
Yes.
What happens if we
Should
reroll?
should I rouse?
I don't think it's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, what the hell? You know, I think, let's see. He's shot you twice and it doesn't really bother you. I'm gonna make him we'll do resolve plus composure. Okay, well, he manages to keep his cool. So I guess he's gonna fire he's hit you twice, so he probably, you know, you haven't gone down, but he's gonna assume, you know, you're gonna go down, so he's gonna shoot at her now. So get off me, bitches. That is 3 successes. She's got a dodge. Come on with these dodge nonsense. Oh my god. So she takes 2 damage. All right. This isn't working out.
In no way is this working out.
Yeah, so he's just unloading on the 2 of you, but it is freaking him out. Like the fact that you guys are still standing after being shot. He's like, who are you people? And I guess you're up. Oh, is something wrong with this?
For the love of God.
I'm just gonna let's just do some rolls because I feel like her biggest roll.
Can I try my biggest roll too?
Still failure. I wonder if something is wrong.
Let me try my biggest roll.
I'm gonna try a roll.
Holy shit.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Okay.
I never roll bad.
Bill, don't roll.
Oh, now it goes through because I added a modifier. I wonder if the modifier had something to do with it.
I ain't doing anything. Okay, I'm just surprised that
Stop
There's just
praying
no
to the dice
way.
gods.
There's just no way. Something's got to be broken. There can't be that many failures in a row. Well, that's fun. Uh, Let me see what happens if I roll her attack just the way I've been doing his. How many dice should she have for this? 4. So that's 4 successes right there. I'm just gonna go with that.
And is that how I should roll now?
Maybe. I don't know what's happening with these character sheets because it did a normal roll when I put in a modifier because I just put in a crazy modifier, but yeah, I don't know. Because past rolls, yeah, some of these rolls, like I can see with no modifiers, I can see like what was rolled. Is it because I've got API scripts? I don't know. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll go with her for it. Yeah, so she finally, you guys have a tough time of it, but she finally knocks this dude out. And then she just jumps on him. The other guy's on the ground too. She's gonna start drinking.
And I kind of like put my hands on my waist and like look up and go, that was a lot harder than it should have been. God dang.
And she's at 4 hunger. I'm gonna see if she kills this guy. Difficulty.
Oh, should I roll that too?
Yeah, go ahead and do it at a difficulty 2. Oh, no, she has taken him. She 0. You know what?
I roll frenzy.
Let me look up the rules on frenzy and see what you actually roll for that. Because it's another 0 successes. I'm like, is that real or not?
Yeah, we don't know anymore. The dice keep lying to us or potentially lying.
Frenzy, page 219. All of our bad rolls were the result of this character sheet not working. To resist frenzy, vampire rolls willpower against a difficulty set by the storyteller based on the level of provocation. Vampires add dice equal to 1/3 of their humanity, rounded down, to their pool. So basically, like for her, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, I never put in her actual max. She has 7 willpower and hasn't spent any of it, so it'd be 7 plus 1/3 of her humanity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 plus 2. So she rolls 9 dice against the difficulty of, I'm putting it at difficulty 2. Yeah, there's no way I got 0 successes on 9 dice. Yeah, she does not kill him. Knocks herself down to hunger 1. So for you,
how many dice do I have for that?
So your willpower is currently damaged because you spent 1, right?
Did I?
No, you didn't. That's right. Someone else did. So your max is 6. You've got 6 willpower, and your humanity is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, 6 plus, so 8 dice, 8d10.
Okay.
Yeah, you got plenty of successes. So I wonder why the character sheet stopped working.
Probably to have some fun. Some guy's sitting behind a computer right now.
Nah, maybe just roll 20. Just decided, you know what? Maybe just this once, Bill doesn't deserve all the shit rolls.
I mean,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Stop praying to the dice gods, Bill.
Okay, yeah. So you can resist the urge to kill him if you want to, and take as much or as little hunger as you want. But if you want to get down to 0, you got to kill him.
She thinks I'm being bonded to her, right?
You've drank from her once, so she thinks you have one level of bonding to her, yeah.
What does that mean? Like, or is that something I would
So
know?
no, she never really explained that to you.
Okay, so I can't do like psychology mess with her.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I would just be like, damn, she's really going for it. I will be oh so high and mighty and not give in. So I will go down to 1.
Okay. All right. So taking 3 dots of hunger leaves these guys probably in need of hospital care, but they're not dead. um, and that's what counts.
Well, one of them's dead.
Huh?
One of them is dead. The other one's alive.
No, they're both alive. She just knocked them out.
Oh, I thought she frenzied. Oh wait, no, she. Okay, never mind.
She succeeded.
I
Yeah.
don't. The dice are fooling
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So
All right. So you guys are down to 1 hunger, and I guess we are done for the night.
I
For
say we should probably take whatever money and drugs they have on them
Oh yeah,
because we
that's a
need
good
more
idea.
money.
Yeah, so you loot the bodies, probably find another gun. The one guy had a gun. You find, I don't know, some weed, probably some pills of various varieties. Uh, Maybe some
Xanax
coke.
and Molly.
Yeah, probably. Um,
Sweet.
an assortment of things that probably don't keep their full stash in their pockets though.
Yeah.
Uh, and Yeah, and so now we'll move on to Jerry. So Jerry, you're not hungry anymore, but you did mention you have a therapy session in 2 hours.
Yeah. It's therapy holds at 8 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
All right. So you are you intending to go to that?
Absolutely. No matter what's going on with me, my patients need me.
All righty then. So you head on in. She lets you go. Doesn't stop you. She's not going to go to therapy this time. She didn't actually need therapy. Um, well, she probably does, but she's not going to admit that to herself. Uh, and y'all go to therapy, I guess.
All right. All right.
So yeah,
Then,
you show
well, in
up.
that
There's
case, I'm gonna go ahead and roll up to the usual I usually hold it in the downstairs portion, the public area
Mhm.
of one of the buildings, and I imagine for once I'm not going to be the first person there this time.
no, probably the crew, the usual group is there. Probably a couple extras. You always get some random people showing up as well.
Right. Makes sense.
I'm seeing.
And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and walk in and start greeting and greet whoever's there. Like, hey, how's it going? Wonderful to see you. Great having you here.
You guys are welcome to jump into your previous personas if you want. I don't remember who all of them were. There was Carl. Uh, there was Dick, I think.
I think it was Carl, Dick,
Yeah, there was
and shit. Who was the last one?
there was Carl, Dick, and
Jason, Daryl.
oh yeah, Jason. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Their
Was I
character.
Jason?
Go back to session 1 notes here.
I think they're on our on humans in the characters.
Yeah, their character sheets are under humans. Did I not write down who was playing what?
Any chance y'all remember who y'all were playing?
I think I was Jason, but I don't.
I was Carl.
You were definitely Carl. I feel
Okay,
like
so Frank
Hayden
was Carl.
had to be Dick.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so Carl was the one with the anger issues who he just got out of prison
Yeah,
because of anger. He has anger problems
because he punched
and
his wife
he
and the
actually,
baby.
yeah, he punched his
pregnant
pregnant
wife,
wife in the
yeah.
belly. And let's see, Dick was the one he lost his job and can't find another one.
I'll be right
And
back.
it was Jason who lost his wife and child, right?
Jason is down lately, doesn't know why. He has a job, but it's getting repetitive. He's trying to get back on his feet. It's an honor to be here. It took a while to get to this place. What else did I write about him? He's a repeat visitor. He suffers from depression after the loss of his son and wife in a terrible car accident 2 years ago.
All right. Okay, cool. I remembered.
Yeah. Good job, Bill. You remembered your patients.
All right. All right. Then in that case, Ron, I think you said you had to go do something, so I'll wait till you get back.
Huh? No, I didn't.
Did you say?
I think that was Jaden.
Oh shit, my bad. Then Jerry's gonna go ahead and I'm assuming at this point the chair's already set up because unlike usual, Jerry wasn't there to set him up this time. He goes ahead and walks in. He's like, he greets everyone like he normally does. Hey, great to see you. Happy to have you here. Wonderful to see you again. And he's gonna go ahead and go to his usual spot. He's gonna be like, okay. So I apologize. I'm running a little behind schedule today, but I wouldn't
You
miss
said the
this for
chairs weren't set
anything.
out?
Huh?
You said the chairs weren't set out?
I'm imagining that they probably got set out by probably one of the first people there or by someone that saw that Jerry was running late.
Since Carl's been coming for a while, he probably haphazardly set them out, so they're not in a very good circle.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Everyone usually, people. I imagine when people sit in a circle, I imagine they usually pull out their chairs so that they can decide how close or far they want to be into the circle.
It's a very haphazard circle. If a 4-year, maybe a 3-year-old tried to draw a circle with their eyes closed, that's about what the arrangement looks like.
All right, then Jerry, while he's greeting everyone, might just absentmindedly, just correct them just a little bit. They're not. It's not like a normal circle, but it's just correcting them a little bit. Making sure they're all kind of facing inwards towards the circle. Everyone. If someone speaks, everyone's got that person has everyone's attention. That kind of thing. All right. Well, I apologize. I'm running a little behind schedule, but I wouldn't miss this for anything. And let's open the floor. How's everyone been this week?
I've been all right.
Who was that? Who just spoke?
Jason.
Oh, okay.
They're not Adam there.
That was Bill talking. God damn it. God
Bill,
damn
what's
it.
the character's name? Hold on. We should probably go around the circle and just say our names again so we all remember.
Yeah. Okay. I apologize. Okay, everyone. For any new members, my name is Jerry. I'm here to help if helping ear is what you need. And let's go around. Just make a quick introduction for anyone that might be new into the circle and see how everyone's doing.
So,
Well,
go ahead. Yeah.
We'll go ahead and start with Jason. I know Jason's been coming for a long time. Jason, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Well, yeah, I'm Jason. I've lost very close people in my life, and I've just been coming here to try to find a new meaning to life in a way. But yeah, I'm glad to be here.
All right, Jason, it's wonderful to have you here again. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear how you've been doing this week.
Thank you.
Floor's open.
There's another guy, a new person there, and after Jason stops, he kind of waits a minute, seeing if anyone else is gonna talk, and he's like, "Oh, my name's Clark Lane, and I'm here for like depression and stuff."
Clark, it's wonderful to meet you. I'm so excited to get to know you.
Bill, give me a wits plus awareness.
Ooh. Wits plus
Or
awareness.
it'd be awareness plus wits. I guess because of the dice thing, just count how many dots you have in those two and roll it manually.
Well, give me a second. Give me a second. I want to see what it does when I try to roll it through here.
Okay.
See if maybe it might just be contained to you guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Bill is opting to just go ahead and make a roll. What do you know? You said it was awareness.
Yeah, awareness plus wits.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add wits. Submit. Nope. Okay. So, tell me again what I need to do.
Let me test something real quick. Click this. I'm just gonna do it again.
Huh.
So that did it properly. So I turned off the although how many? No, you should have more dice than that. Yeah, it's not reading your dice pool for some reason. It only rolled 2 dice, and you should have, in that roll, you should have 4. So yeah, just roll 4d10, I guess.
Alrighty, give me a second.
And the first one is a hunger dice. So yeah, just for reference. So the 7 is a hunger, but it doesn't matter. That only matters if it's a crit. So 2 successes. You notice that the guy's cell phone is out, and you see the iPhone voice memo app open and recording.
Okay, Jerry's gonna be like, "Hey, it's wonderful to have you here for the first time. I just ask that all phones and recording devices be turned off for everyone's privacy."
Sorry, and he puts the phone in his pocket.
That's all right. Everyone goes through their methods in different ways. I've had a number of people that do want to record their sessions so they can come back and learn from what they were saying. That's not a problem at all. But I do ask if we're going to go ahead and record sessions that we do go ahead and do it privately.
Give me another one of those rolls.
Ooh.
I know this.
Oh my. Okay. Give me a one moment real fast. We're going to go ahead and roll that again.
3. So he put his phone in his pocket. That's all he did with it.
Yeah, he didn't turn it off. I saw it.
Okay. Listen, I understand you might want to, record this. Come back listen, it's fine. I do ask that you do publicly turn off the recording function on your phone, sir.
He's like, "Oh, look, man, just just wondering, like, if maybe you could answer some questions for me or something on the record. My name's Clark Lane. I'm a reporter for the Houston Chronicle. You know, you made a big splash the other night."
Immediately upon hearing that, sir, I am very sorry, but this is a private session for people that would like to discuss some of the things that are hurting them or people that are in need of speaking out their problems, I ask humbly, if you're a reporter and you're not here for actual help like this, as opposed to hurting these people's privacy and maybe sending them down a path that could cause them harm mentally, I ask that you leave and we can discuss this again immediately as soon as the session is over.
Oh yeah, of course. But so this app you rolled out, like, so how does it work, like, on the mental health? I mean, obviously the physical, it's got fitness plans and dietary, but we want to dig in a little bit more, find out.
I understand entirely you've got questions that need to be answered, but I absolutely in no way will harm the solidity or trust within this group.
So
So just
so you're gonna want to make a roll
listen.
to get this guy to leave.
Okay,
Some
I
kind
am
some
perfectly
kind of
fine
roll,
because
whichever one of your
I am.
skills you think is most
Oh,
would be most effective.
okay. Ignore the roll I maybe just made. I
Yeah,
don't know if it
yeah.
actually went through. So let's see. Give me one moment. That would be probably blah 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 yada yada. Okay, maybe persuasion. We'll say okay. For right now, we're gonna go ahead and say persuasion. I'm just gonna try to roll it through here and see.
Persuasion and charisma, then.
Okay, persuasion.
I mean, that's
And
6 dice
okay,
for
it already
you.
had that
That's
through. Let's see. Okay,
Yeah,
never
there's
mind.
that
Never mind.
it still only rolled 2, so yeah, that'd be 60-10. You can also always rouse for 2 bonus dice.
Well, I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to do this naturally.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
gonna say 60-10 before I try to rouse him.
All right, so that's 3 successes. The ones don't matter.
All right. Okay, that's good because I was getting a little scared looking
Yeah.
at 3 red numbers.
Yeah. So yeah.
Sir, I understand and I absolutely am willing to take any questions during my personal time, but this is not my personal time. This is the time that people in this group want to come forward with their personal demons, and we very much appreciate our privacy.
Uh, all right. I understand. I apologize. Look. He turns off the phone, like he presses stop on the recording, and then he makes his way out.
All right. Now that that's all taken care of, how's everyone been this week? Does anyone have anything they feel they need to discuss?
Hi, I'm Carl.
Hi, Carl.
I didn't get to say my name earlier.
Well,
That's all I got.
how have you been this week, Carl?
I, I've had better weeks.
Why don't you tell me what's going on?
I had this old lady cutting line at the Piggly Wiggly. I don't know if we have those in Houston or
We
not.
don't have, Frank. We don't have those. I think that's a little more. I think that's a little more east. We got Kroger here.
All right, I got one. I had this old lady cutting line and at the Bucky's down there off 146.
Mm.
I
love that place.
And I started to get angry, and it I tried not to, but I may or may not have shoved the old lady. She kind of fell down. I I kind of feel bad.
Well, Carl, I understand that sometimes things happen. And sometimes someone does something that maybe they don't think is that bad, and we just get so angry. So here, I thank you so much for coming forward with this, but here's what I want you to do next time. The next time something happens and you are feeling that anger well up inside you, I want you to just stop and think, is this really worth me getting so angry about? Is this like, why am I so angry? And I want you to stop, really stop, and just take a breath and think, why am I going to let this little thing ruin my whole day? Okay?
Well,
And
well,
it may help you.
well. It was kind of just the piece de resistance, as
Okay.
they say, of just a bad week. Like I had
Okay.
some dingleberry break into my truck and steal my wallet and, and my shotgun off of my back seat, and it just pissed me off so much that I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I just kind of got pissed, and I've been pissed all day and all week. And then the little old lady decided to cut in front of me down at the, I was about to say Piggly Wiggly again. Yeah, down at the Bucky's, and I kind of lost it, and I shoved her.
I understand, and unfortunately, I'm sure you, and I'm sure that you feel bad about it, but
Not
I
not
need you
really. It
to.
was kind of funny afterward. She
Okay.
fell down and she couldn't get back up, and she dropped her eggs and she got egg all over her face, and
Well,
it was kind of funny.
well, well. I'm sure it wasn't funny for her. And
Uh,
in this situation, you need to remind yourself that I'm I'm fairly certain. I can't be 100% certain, but I'm fairly certain probably that she wasn't the person that broke into your truck, stole your wallet, stole your gun. I understand that this is a very frustrating and angering thing to happen, but she didn't do that. She did. Did she really deserve to be pushed over and knocked over? Like, she could have been severely hurt, and you would have felt even worse about that. And I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to come in here and tell me about an amazing week that things didn't things didn't happen, but unfortunately life happens. So the next time you feel your blood getting hot, or you feel that anger welling up, I just want you to stop and think that I'm not going to let this ruin ruin my day. That's what I want you to do. I want you to next time that happens, I want you to really stop and just take a deep breath and just remember that there's always the rest of the day. You've got home, you can do things you enjoy. You can find the little tiniest sliverest of good things in your life, and you can think, hey, I've still got this. That's what I want you to do. Okay, Carl?
You hear a chair fall over behind you, and someone's like, "Oh shit!"
Hmm?
Uh,
I turn around. What's going on?
It's the reporter, and he was holding up his phone and tripped over the chair.
Okay, Jerry's going to stand up. I'm sorry. Give me just one moment. And Jerry's going to walk over to the reporter and escort him out of the room. I'm sorry.
Hey
But
man, get your
as
hands off me.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm simply going to be walking, showing you the way out. And going forward, I will only be accepting interviews during my private hours. But as of
This is
this moment, I'm shutting the door. I'm shutting the
freedom of
door
the
on my
press. He's
office.
oppressing me.
I'm not even touching him. I'm not even touching him. I have a room full of witnesses that show that you're invading our privacy and our private area sh- uh, to that are our private session, and I would very much appreciate it if everyone's privacy in here was appreciated. So thank you. I will no longer be taking any more questions. Thank you. This is on the official. This is official, by the way. I am not going to be taking any questions during these seminars. Thank you. Goodbye. And I shut the door.
All right, all right. I guess that works. If you hadn't said that, he was gonna do something, but you shut the door, and you hear him outside like yelling about like you know he's infringing on my freedoms. And the guy goes down the street. And, he probably
I'm going
does.
to turn back to the group. I'm going to turn back to the group and be like, I apologize, everyone. I will be making sure going forward that our sessions will these sessions will not be hindered or interrupted by anyone that does not appreciate your privacy. I apologize greatly that the sanctity of this group was infringed upon, but if you are not comfortable here anymore, I am sorry that I did not make this a place that you could feel safe, and you are more than welcome to leave. But I would love to hear from anyone else's day as of right now. And Carl, I apologize if if today made you uncomfortable.
What made me uncomfortable was the time he told me to stick my finger up my pooper.
Now, Carl, I seem to remember correctly that I never actually told you to do that. You seem to have taken other things I said and took that as um, as advice to do. Now, if that makes you feel happy, I understand, and feel free to do that in the privacy of your own home. But I never actually told you to do that.
He just kind of like leans over and just kind of like puts his face down a little bit.
Now, Carl, I've been asking for a little bit, but I would like to have a more private session with you if you wouldn't mind. If we could, if I would, I want to give you my card. I know I have multiple times in the past, but I want to give you my card again, and I would really love to for you to schedule a private session with me at some point. It doesn't need to be anytime soon if you're not comfortable, but I'd really like a private session.
He takes the card, looks at it, and in like a stage whisper, those ones that are like sounds like a whisper, but it's really loud. He goes, you're you're not gonna stick your finger up my pooper in private, are you?
I am absolutely not going to do that. I would absolutely hate for anything to happen that would jeopardize the trust that you have in me or this group. But I believe that we may need to have some conversation in private just to discuss what just some things.
I'll give you a shout.
I can't wait.
And so, if nobody has anything else they feel they need to contribute to this, I think we will fade to black on this scene because me and Jaden got to
Nobody
go.
else wants to hop up.
Yeah.
Jaden, Hayden, y'all wanna do something?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm chilling.
All right. In that case, with Jerry offering Carl a private session, that the counseling, that the stuff goes on for however long it goes on, and everybody goes about their private ways and all of that, and the night comes to a close, as does our session, and thank you everybody for playing, and thank you for anyone who is listening to this in the future. I am Ron Bjork, your storyteller, and this is Integrated Dice Management. And Frank, go.
Hi, I'm Frank. I'm playing Cole. Oh shit, no. Uh, yeah, you can find me in several locations if you look hard enough, but I'm not gonna tell you how. And to all you future people out there, the winning numbers for October 20th are 7, 16, 32, 8, 4. If that's how that works.
Awesome.
Did you really just throw out random numbers and tell people to go ahead and spend money on lotto tickets for that?
Look, people
I
find their
said no
people
such thing.
people choose their numbers in all manner of ways.
I'm not gonna lie, that is very true.
I mean, I was saying the winning lottery numbers for today.
And Jaden.
Adios.
I
Don't have much to say.
Yeah. And Hayden.
Night night, guys.
All right, that's Houston After Dark Integrated Dice Management signing off.
Did Bill get
Right?
his? Oh,
No,
oh,
I didn't. That's fine. I don't have a social media presence.
Well, I mean, not many of us do.
I'm Bill. I was Jerry.
Craig's already gone.
I try to help people,
It's all good.
but
Yeah, it's just us right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just have to